Do you like Artventurez? I do. Which is why I had a big question a year ago. What's the next step for the ToonHeadz? How can we give our artists more opportunities and create something truly special for the community? The answer was ToonFest, a festival that brought local artists, live caricature, and a chance to give back to the community. So that's exactly what we did. This is AJ Jensen with the ToonHeadz, and I'm thrilled to take you on an incredible adventure the ToonHeadz took in organizing and executing its very own festival. From the initial idea to the big day, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at how we pulled it off and why it means so much to us. But why was this adventure so important? First, my main goal for the ToonHeadz is to create new opportunities and keep our team thriving. Second, I'm passionate about supporting local artists. Lastly, I love giving back to the community. Live caricatures create a memorable experience, a way to celebrate and have a memento to remember the journey with friends and family. So with these ideas, we decided on the idea for ToonFest. The next step was finding the perfect location for it. And I immediately thought of Duluth, Georgia. The city has always held a special place in my heart. It's where I grew up, and we've built a pretty good relationship with the city of Duluth. After I pitched my idea for ToonFest to them, to my surprise, they were not only supportive, but also eager to co-sponsor the event. It was a fantastic outcome, and it gave us the boost that we needed. So with approval secured, it was time to do the design phase for ToonFest. I've always enjoyed the creative side of projects, so I took on the task of designing the festival's logo, and Bobby worked his magic and helped design the promotional materials for ToonFest. Seeing everything come together visually was incredibly rewarding. It really set the stage for the event. Next came one of the biggest challenges, finding vendors and sponsors. Megan and I reached out to local artists and sponsors, emphasizing free caricatures would draw a crowd. And we were thrilled to secure 20 local vendors and 3 fantastic sponsors. Norsk Studios, Do Happy Today, and Georgia Festival of Trees. A huge thank you to each of them for their support and contributions, which played a crucial role in making ToonFest a success. As we neared the big day, the challenge of organizing ToonFest was actually quite complicated with our very busy schedule. We were managing hundreds of bookings and organizing various gigs for the ToonHeadz. And on top of that, because I'm a nut job, I was under contract for purchasing a house. So a lot of things happening all at once. Balancing these responsibilities was no easy task, but every effort was worth it for the success of ToonFest and ToonHeadz. And my first house. I couldn't have done it without Bobby or my admins, Rihanna and Megan. They were awesome throughout the whole process. And I communicate that because when you have a goal, things come at you at all sides. And it's up to you to be dedicated and motivated to completing your goal. So 2 days before ToonFest, I drove out to Duluth to check out to see where ToonFest would be set up and how it would be set up. And when I got there, I found tons of banners and posters that were advertising ToonFest in downtown Duluth. Nothing is better doing something digitally and then seeing it printed out and then just paste it all over the place. And after looking at where the festival would be located and organizing everything in my mind, the vision of ToonFest wasn't just some haze in the mist anymore. It's actually kind of weird that I'm looking at this and there's nothing here yet, but on the day of, I do think it's gonna be something pretty impactful for myself. I had to wake up super early on August 31st. Good morning. It's 5 a.m. right now. I am super exhausted. I'm on my second cup of coffee and I'm really not feeling it yet. But I'm on my way down to downtown Duluth, set up ToonFest, and hopefully the drive wakes me up a little bit. Maybe I'll blast some heavy metal music or something just to get the blood flowing. But yeah, super excited for today. Bobby met me early in the morning and we started setting up 3 tents for 8 different caricature artists. In the 10 years of Bobby and I working together, this was the first time we ever had to set up 3 tents. Nothing prepares you for tent building cardio early in the morning. It was a workout. And despite Bobby battling a mild flu, he powered through like a champ, cowboy hat and all. Then the vendors rolled in and we got them set up perfectly. All right, so we're all set up. I'm sweating to death out here. I'm glad it's early in the morning because it would be super hot. but we're all set up and ready to rock and roll at 9 o'clock. Here's our setup. Then it was game time. Now, typically, festivals don't start picking up until around noon, so we only scheduled 4 artists for the morning. But by 9 a.m., there was already a pretty big line for the caricatures. So we called a few ToonHeadz artists to come earlier as the line just kept growing. Then, everything went amazingly, and people wanted caricatures. There was a constant line of about 40 people from start to end for ToonFest. And it wasn't just the crowd that made the day special. The ToonHeadz team was on fire that day. Drawing after drawing all day long, and every artist was in their creative zone. Each artist had their own unique style, and seeing them in action was incredible. A lot of the guests even got back in line to collect more caricatures, loving the chance to see themselves drawn in different ways. This is one of the reasons that I love the ToonHeadz. We celebrate every artist's style, and by doing that, we celebrate their individuality, and the energy they brought was unforgettable. The ToonHeadz team drew over 600 people that day. Holy cow. Woo. It was incredible to see the energy and creativity from the team. There it is. So cool. And it wasn't just the caricatures. We had great vendors, live music, and the energy never dipped, even with the heat, and it was hot. The whole day felt like one giant celebration for art and community. And despite all the heat, the crowd stayed, the artists kept drawing, and the vendors held on. Everyone powered through, and it felt like nothing could bring down the energy. ToonFest was more than just a festival. It was the accumulation of months of planning, hard work, and passion. And seeing it all come together, and everyone's faces when they got their caricature, we kind of figured we brought something special to the community. And I couldn't be prouder. But by the end of the day, we were exhausted. But the smiles on people's faces made it all worth it. ToonFest was an absolute success beyond what I could have hoped for. It showed me just how strong our ToonHeadz team is and how people just love caricature. It was quite a rewarding experience knowing that what I do for a living is admired and appreciated. And ToonFest was just the beginning. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest opportunities come from asking yourself the right question. So what's next for the ToonHeadz? Well, ToonFest was just one of the many goals that we're doing for our company. If you want to see more ToonHeadz Artventurez, subscribe, comment, or hit the notification bell so you never miss out. And this is AJ Jensen saying thanks for tuning in and keep drawing.